We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Oafdiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift, the gift with the gear shift. With me, as always, is Mr. Brent.
What?
I mean, we freestyling the episode, but you keep freestyling these damn intros.
What?
What's going on, man? How you doing, Brent?
Besides that intro, I'm alright. Like, I just want to one day just.
I like to. We need to do a super cut of all of them because I like
just all your intros, like
intros and the reactions because I like all y'all's reactions. It makes it better. It's nice.
And it's never the same reaction either. Too.
No, it's never like always like haha or whatever. It's usually like what the fuck or it's always.
Or you want to do that again?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
run that back because.
Oh yeah, I always like that one too. Webb, what's going on, brother?
I'm chilling. What's going on with you?
Oh man, same old shit. Shayna's not with us this evening. She's off saving the world. I want to leave it at that.
Well, I mean, why do we laugh at that? They just gotta make it seem like
I know, but here's
her doing good things.
Yeah, no, but the way I think about
Fucking
it is
philanthropist.
Right. The way I think about it is we always, anytime somebody's not here or they're late or they're missing or whatever, we always usually talk shit to them and stuff. I'm going to be more positive about it. If they're not here, I'm going to think they're doing something.
Shayna, you're going to be positive, but everybody else, you're going to kill us off.
No. From here on. From here on. Before it was always, yeah, you guys were getting some kind of criticism, everybody, including me. But now, from this point on, we're starting with today. It is a new day. Welcome.
Who is this guy?
It's what happens when you go shoot weddings and you get a little money in your pocket and you feel better about yourself.
I feel like this is what happens when.
Okay, he's being positive. Oh, money. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like this is one of those. He was driving down the street, a UFO like pulled overhead, took the whole vehicle up. And after extensive probing, they send them back down, and then you get this.
Now that would have to be like the Bizarro thing, where like either you have a mustache or you don't have a mustache. Like that kind of like Superman's going through hell.
Your doppelganger was Irag.
Yeah, right.
Irag.
Yeah.
Very backwards as possible.
Yeah, I guess that's what Henry Cavill's going through now with his whole mustache thing he's been doing.
I saw a clip of that, but
yeah.
I didn't.
It's so great. He looks the best thing that I saw of that was somebody said Superman's return to Justice League got spoiled, and there was that video of Freddie Mercury like coming down off the rock. That music video, and I'm like, God damn, like it's so perfect.
Oh man.
So if they ever do a Queen like for theater documentary, Henry Cavill might be good for it. He'd probably have to do like a Christian Bale and lose like a bunch of weight, get like real skinny. So he can be like a slender, like rock god type look. But, yeah, with that mustache, you might be able to pull it off. But so Brent, how's your week been going? Before we started, you said you were doing homework. But how are things?
Okay, so let's just be real. Yesterday was amazing. All right.
Nice.
Yesterday was amazing.
Very nice.
My mom stopped through and we just kicked it for the day. Like, watched movies. Went and bought pizza. She kept trying to trick me into buying like everybody grocery, like at the store, her, myself. Like I don't know. Maybe she thought I was like money bags or something, but
she's like, yeah. He's got his promotion. He's money bags.
Right. So that was hilarious. We was in I had to get something laminated. So she rode with me. She's over there looking. She's like, "Oh, I might have something that needs to be laminated." And I promise there was like 4 people next to us. And she was like, "Yeah, we might as well get that laminated. And anybody else wants to get something laminated, they might as well get laminated too." So I look around, like all 4 people that was around. I was like, "You want to get something laminated? You want to get something laminated? You can get it laminated. You can have it laminated. You can have it laminated." Yeah. So that was hilarious. And then I got to hit my mom back up later on. And then we went for a walk. Like we walked through one of the parks here in the city. Yep. That was really cool. Just getting to chill and just kind of walk and talk with my mom. Cause we don't get to do that. Like we talk all the time, but we don't get to just like that kind of intimate, just walking, nothing else around, just kind of nature. And we just talking about life, family reunions, other politics that's going on in the family, stuff like that. So that was pretty cool.
Because for a while, you guys were in different cities.
Yeah.
Until I guess. Well, I guess not. Too.
Yeah, we'll just roll with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good to just have that, just kind of one-on-one time, because we got to talking about, and I can get into this way later on. We started getting into like family reunion stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're molding me into be the,
like the czar of the family reunion planning.
Yeah.
That's what you were talking about last time. Yeah.
And I think it's really happening. Like, I'm my generation's like front man. Like, I'm the face of the generation right now.
Right.
If this was an NFL team, whatever, or NBA,
you're a franchise quarterback.
I'm a franchise player right now. All right.
Nice.
I'm still figuring out the contract and everything, but I'm already a franchise player right now.
Right.
Shouts out to the rest of the family. If you hear this, you're with me on there, all right? They're gonna put all of us on the marquee. Like, I'm not just gonna be up there alone. I want the rest of the squad up there with me.
Right.
So that was cool. That was cool. Now, what the hell is frustrating me? Is school.
Okay. Sounds all right. Been a while since I've heard those words out of your mouth. But yeah.
Yeah. So let's just give me 20 seconds.
Yeah, you're good.
If this teacher gives me one more feedback and I change how I write based on the feedback and then deducts more points because I did what his feedback was, somebody's going to need to get some hands put on.
What subject is this?
Leadership and development.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's just angering me. It's just angry. I
Yeah.
think he's like really like nitpicking everything.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. And it's funny. I haven't taken anything beyond my bachelor's, when I was in school, but it seems like that's exactly what I would expect from any further like master's or like doctorate program. Like, I feel like the teachers would just be like so particular about everything.
So the problem is he could have did that the last 8 weeks.
Okay, so it's coming out of nowhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Last 8 weeks he could have did that. All right. I'm making hundreds everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm dropping fire. Now,
right,
and this is my self-assessment.
You
know, either A, I'm slightly dropping the ball a little bit. Maybe I'm fatigued. Sure. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I just don't want to do homework on a Sunday. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I didn't have enough food. I don't know. That could be an issue. That could be,
enough
Brent's
enough carbs, sugar.
Yeah, Mr. Brent's slacking.
Right.
He needs to step his game up.
Sure.
Or this person's just magically, when it's crunch time, we're in the fourth quarter now. We got 2 minutes left. There's only 2 more weeks.
Damn, God, it goes by so quick.
He wants to
ramp it up a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, like, where were you at in week 3?
Yeah, see, I feel like you would start, it would make more sense, and I'm not, obviously not a teacher or anything, but I feel like it would be better to start that way, kind of set a bar.
The tone, yeah.
And then that way it doesn't kind of get blind, because when you're in crunch, like you said, in crunch time, like at the end of a semester or whatever, you don't want to get blindsided by a sudden shift in difficulty.
Right. So
you should just be expecting to learn more, but not all of a sudden it's just like, oh shit, this shit just turned into a whole nother class, which
so that's what got me frustrated.
Yeah.
And I read about this, like, I got my feedback this morning on my last paper, and just trying to listen to my my message, my little church message today. Just wasn't feeling it. Like,
Sure. Gotcha.
I don't know if it means I need to go back to church and listen to another service. Like, I'm not sure how that works. Like, maybe I just need to listen to like 3 more gospel songs to get me back in the mood. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I might have to go with like His Eyes is on the Sparrow type of day. Like,
I mean, positive energy is positive energy, so it shouldn't have to be a certain dosage of it. Take 500 milligrams or a whole 1,000 milligrams.
Whole 1,000.
He said, I took 500, my head's still hurting, I need some more.
I need some more. But how about yourself? How y'all been doing? What's up in y'all world?
Man, I can't complain. One more question before we get on to this, because I had a question. Back on the family reunion thing. Mm-hmm. Are you and Ray the like old heads as far as like the young, like our age?
Before 30s, like before under 40.
Before like the dads and moms and then like grandparents, is it like you
generation?
and Ray? Yeah, your generation. Are you guys the two oldest ones, or are there any other cousins or anything that are older?
So there are cousins who were all within like a year apart. So I don't think I'm the oldest. Well, actually, my cousin's older than me. So okay. We're probably the most, like you'll see the most out of the family. Like me and my cousin Ray.
Yeah.
Are we the oldest? No.
Sure.
Now, under 30, we're that
top
crowd. There are some cousins who are like late 30s, early 40s.
Right.
They have kids, families, blah, blah, blah. Which doesn't really matter in the situation, but
right.
But when I was talking to like my mom, she was including them and me in the same generation.
Oh, okay, like the 30 plus.
Yeah, and so it's like 40 to 25. Like it seems like that seems to be like the little range, like 40 to 25. So that
seems like a normal thing. Yeah, like families do that.
But I'm still one of the leaders of that generation. Like even in this, I'm still one of the leaders. Like
right.
It's the most trippy thing. It's not saying that other people aren't like important or have their influence.
Right.
But apparently, like, the old heads are actually looking at me to be, like, passing of the torch. Who's going to be the torchbearer?
So like we said last week, it's like you big mama now. So
there's got to be a better word for this. There's got to be another word. Because I feel like with
Daddy
big mama,
with a Z. How about that?
Daddy with a Z. He said daddy with a Z.
That is.
Oh, man.
That's... Because I feel like just with Big Mom, all I'm doing is giving out whoopings and cooking meals. What'd you say?
He said he meant Zaddy, and I was like,
Zaddy,
no.
I'll be damned if somebody else's kids call me. I'll be damned if anybody's kids call me Zaddy.
I hate that word so
exactly.
much, man.
Exactly.
That word bothers me way more than it should, I feel like, but at the same time, I feel like it's warranted. I don't know why.
Wait, what does Zaddy stand for again?
It's just daddy, but it's like you say it with a very like...
You say it really, really weird. And it's not even...
I don't know, yeah.
When would this be said?
Sex.
Yeah, it's sexual, yeah, or like very like flirtatious.
It's really weird. Okay, can we go down this road?
Yeah. It seems like a northeastern thing to me.
Oh, for real?
In a way, I don't know why. I just get the vibe of like the Bronx when I hear that word.
And it's not what I get.
You don't? What do you get? Because that's what I think like a Puerto Rican when I hear that word.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason. And it's not even an accent thing. It's just like I don't know.
I think Southern.
I can see that too.
I see like Midwest Southern, like.
I can see like a chick
Texas.
from like some shit like
or
that.
Missouri.
Yeah, exactly. I can see Houston saying shit
you know
like
what I'm saying? Like with a zaddy. I just learned with somebody gouge you. I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
It was like they gouge you. It's like somebody that wants to like get at you or date you.
It's all slammed together.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Get out you. Trying to get out you.
Let me help.
But
that's weird. Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of work to get to, but yeah.
Right. I feel like it's almost easier to just say.
See, when you say gouge, I'm thinking like, gouge somebody's eye out.
No, gal, like G-A-L.
Oh, gal you.
Yeah, gal.
I mean, gouge.
Yeah, that's what I said. The first time I see it, I was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Like,
what happened to that?
Genders, yeah, no, yeah.
What happened to, hey, girl?
Hey, girl, let me gal you real quick. You know what I mean? They were trying to gal you right there.
It's so funny. I don't know why. I was at this, so I was shooting a wedding this weekend out of town, down in Middlesboro, Kentucky with some good friends of mine that I used to work with at Best Buy. His guy that I used to work with, his younger brother, who worked at Best Buy for a little bit, his younger brother got married. So I was down there shooting. And one of his friends, it was so funny because like I never heard anybody like say it, but it was one of those things you could tell like he heard it somewhere and he just like likes saying it, and when he's drunk because everybody else like laughed about it, and he kept saying "skid it," like "let's get it," all slammed together, and he kept doing it like when the band was taking a break. Man was taking a break. He was like on the microphone. He was like, "Skid it." That was the last thing he kept saying. It's so funny to me.
I have a question.
Random.
I have a question.
What's up? I know what you're gonna ask.
Go ahead and answer it.
Yes, he was white. 100%. 100%. Yep, he was. It was so good.
Web 1, Gary Story 0.
I love the fact that he knew exactly what I was gonna say. I knew it, yeah.
Oh, once he was like, I got a question, I was like, oh yeah, go ahead. I sat back like, we gotta do this.
Yes.
Some things we need to talk about.
I like that. Let me acquire this and use it elsewhere.
And that was kind of my thought process.
In a comfortable setting.
That I was laughing about. I was like, it's funny because like, it's one of those things you hear somebody say and you're like, I wonder at what point he heard some black guy say that and it was like, yeah, I like that. Like whether it was in like real life or if it was like on a video or.
Closest I can think of is Jeezy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the only person I can think of, which maybe he's listening to old Jeezy records.
Maybe.
Okay, man, it's so bad.
It's so funny, man. They were great though, man. They're hilarious, man. Got real drunk, top 5 drunk.
Top 5 drunk? They were slanted.
Yeah, they were done. Whole family, everybody, mom, dad.
Bent.
Yeah.
Bent, twisted,
slanted. Yeah, great. We had a blast down there. It was funny. But, yeah, I just thought that was something funny.
I'm trying to think of a question I really want to ask because, like, what's the most drunk you've seen somebody at a wedding?
Ooh,
in your life. Well, you jump in on this too.
Actually, the first thing that came up to mind was my future fiance. I proposed.
Oh, okay, I heard that totally different in my head. It's like my future fiance. I was like, wait, there's another? I was like, my bad.
At the time, she was my future.
I got you.
At the time, I had just proposed to her.
Mm-hmm.
Said yes. Everybody was happy, celebrating all that good stuff. And she got tore up. No. I'm like, it's not often that she drinks. And so apparently, this was cause for celebration. So of course she was going to drink.
Yeah.
And she went out, or she just went all out.
That was fun. Yeah, that was great. That night was awesome.
Trying to get her hydrated, her center just kind of doing this weird little talk where she's just so out of breath, but she has a lot of energy, and it's just it's really just her.
It's like she's just like floating.
Yeah. She gets real slinky when she drinks.
Yeah.
Slinky, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's just like, she's in zero gravity when she drinks. It's just everywhere. Her arms are just everywhere.
Okay. She's in Ender's Game. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Just remember telling North is down.
Gravity is
pretty much how that's kind of how she drinks normally. That's but like she showed out that time. Next, anyway,
there's been a few weddings that I've shot that how like the whole thing of you're supposed to carry, like it's symbol, the whole like honeymooners thing where you carry the wife into the new house type thing.
Mm-hmm.
After you get, there's been plenty of times where the groom has had to carry the wife because she couldn't walk anymore. Like shit like that. And then one of the other ones that was hilarious, they had like they of course had cake, and then they had like cupcakes. Like some weddings they'll do that, and like at the end, like they all got so drunk that they decided that the cupcakes needed to be used as projectiles instead of just cupcakes. Oh. And they had like a massive
food fight.
Yeah. And there's like,
that's amazing, actually.
Yeah, like it's amazing picture
in all
like
the wrong ways.
Like bride in her dress, just like covered in like fucking cake and icing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Buttercream.
I knew where you were.
Well, we're right there. All right. That's hilarious.
For some,
nice and sugary. Let me look that off you.
Right. Yeah. It was so funny, man. Yeah. There's weddings. There's plenty of times where you get to see that. Everybody celebrate.
Let me see. I've been to a few weddings. See, one of the drunkest ones I've been to, the groom passed out
Okay.
The groom completely passed out in the middle of his wedding. He was sitting there talking 1 minute. I walked
The
away.
reception.
Huh? Oh, at the reception. At the reception. My bad. We're at the reception now. I apologize. We're at the reception. He was big dog, feeling it, drinking shots with everybody, this and that. He gets past like all the fun stuff, you know, the first dance, this and that. I think the girls did like a lap dance show, some other stuff. And then he gets to the end, and it's not even the end of the wedding. Like, he's talking with some people, and then next thing you know it, I look over, and it looks like a squad of nurses just like picked him up, carried him off. I was like, what just happened?
Like in Vietnam, they had him on one of those little stretcher things, and you ran him away.
And I think I was actually talking to the wife at the time. Don't quote me on this part. But the wife was somewhere close, and you see them get the announcement that they Booski is passed out, laid up on the table. Right?
Hey, Leroy's drunk. Like, oh shit, God damn it. God damn it.
So,
let me go.
I can imagine her face kind of like.
But she's completely drunk.
Oh, she's drunk too.
Oh,
okay.
I was thinking she was like when George Bush was reading that book to the kids, and then it was about 9/11.
Slight that, but it was like still too drunk to put full reaction into it. So
amazing.
What ended up happening is both of them ended up being taken out because they were both too drunk, and that was one wedding. Another wedding, I saw the people at the wedding turn up more than the wedding party. Like, they were getting all the songs, they were doing all the dances.
Were they invited?
Right. Just a group of wedding crashers.
I actually don't know. These are questions I do not ask.
A flash mob of wedding crashers.
Since I think I've crashed a wedding before, so.
Yeah.
Cousin.
Right.
What's up? That's a pretty good dip over here, ain't it? Yeah. It's a nice spread. I love the tablecloth.
I'm surprised you didn't use the our boy.
Which one?
Wasn't he a little twisted at David, our brother David's wedding? At the castle? Yeah.
I mean, so I was trying to put people out business out there, but let's just say there was one wedding at a castle.
which I love.
Which is completely unrelated to what Gary was talking about. No, 30 seconds ago.
Which I love the fact that that's the context we can use.
Yeah, there was a wedding at a castle. I've been to several weddings at a castle, so.
Which if you're not from Kentucky, then you're like, what the fuck?
Don't even worry about it. All right, get on that level. Weddings at castle. Weddings at castles. All right.
Kentucky. Castles and horse.
Real fantasy weddings. What are you talking about? A person was so drunk that they played Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah.
And somebody Superman somebody's cup out their hand. Like smacked the whole thing out their hand. That was hilarious. I've seen slips, I've seen falls.
That's good.
Where was I at? No, that wasn't a wedding. I've seen, this is not anything to do with weddings, alright?
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a weird story that, it's not weird, but odd story. I was at a party once, right? Everybody's drunk. Well, everybody's drunk for this. And I'm at a reggae party. I think it's me, my brother, a couple of his boys, some stuff like that. I don't remember all the full details on all of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm at this party, and there's this fake Jamaican, right? This fake Jamaican dude.
Jamaican.
Yeah. Fake Jamaican.
An Impostafarian.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Impostafarian. I think that's
Impostafarian.
Impostafarian
should be the title.
That's the title of the episode.
All right.
I mean, you can't.
Right out my ass.
Well, I guess. Well, we can end the show now forever because we'll never do anything better than that. That was amazing.
I think he might one up it. You just give him some time. But so we're in the party, the reggae party. They dropping hit after hit after hit after hit. Now this fake Jamaican dude, he's in there doing the Roger Rabbit to Jamaican songs, to reggae songs, offbeat, full out. Roger Rabbit, like he's from the 90s.
Is this the only dance he was doing? Like this is
song.
Yeah, every song. He just changed the tempo a little bit. One song.
I think he only did 2 dances. Like he was like Wallflower, and then he came off the wall and did the Roger Rabbit. There was girls dancing. They stopped, and everybody was like, "What? What are you doing?" He must have. I'm not gonna say where he was from. I'm not sure. He was fake Jamaican. He had on he looked like he just ironed on his Jamaican colors before he got to the club. He had Tim's on. He had like Tim's and cargo shorts, like not even like normal like shorts pants. It was just like, this don't look right.
Like if Jamaica Queens was a person.
Yeah. So
That's the part.
He was fake Jamaican, right? Now, you ever been to a club where it'll be like some old heads in the building and they'll be like by the door, like just chilling, just kind of peeping the scene. They might go outside, chill out there for a little bit. Like you just know they old heads, they just out there chilling.
Yeah, absolutely.
This old head, while this was all happening, the fake Jamaican was doing his thing. Everybody stopped dancing because we was like, yo, we don't know what's going on. That dude's doing a Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit's not even included in the song. Like these are things that shouldn't go together. That song leaves. Fake Jamaican goes away. He goes back to oblivion wherever he was. And then this DJ dropped this song. One of the coldest beats I've heard. I didn't have, was it Shazam? So I don't even know what song it is anymore. He drops this beat, comes in. It's fire. You can tell everybody knows the song because they run into the dance floor, women coming out the back, out their cars.
Right.
Like, I don't know where the hell they came from, but they were just popping in. So it is crazy. It's pandemonium in the room. I watched this old head walk from outside after he heard part of the beat drop. He comes in. By the DJ was like a little door, like a little small door by the DJ, right? Okay. It was closed, a little small door. He walks up beside the DJ, bangs on the door, tells him, run that back.
Yeah.
DJ runs that back. The man bangs on the door, 2 hands on the door. That's how happy that dude was because he dropped that song. I don't remember nothing else. I remember that song was crazy. I remember I gotta dance, blah, blah, blah. But I remember that dude came off his seat out from outside, banged on the door, told the DJ, like, you the man, and then walked away.
Meanwhile, the other guy's still doing the Roger Rabbit.
Meanwhile, fake Jamaican is Roger Rabbit in the corner. I'm talking like, dude was doing full Roger Rabbit, yo.
That's so ridiculous.
Like,
that's hilarious. Especially for a reggae club.
Murder.
You're right.
Like to Jam Rock, he's over at Roger Rabbit.
I could just.
Oh, come on, man.
Welcome to Jam Rock.
He's over there.
Like, really? Come on.
Like full speed. Like he's not even doing like slow Roger Rabbit. Like he's like full.
That's his one dance,
Roger
man.
Rabbit. Like, come on, man.
That's his one dance. He practiced it and he took it out.
Yo.
He got him a fresh outfit.
Just like Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man that knows 1,000 kicks. I fear the man that has practiced one kick 1,000 times.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He would
I fear the man that has practiced the Roger Rabbit 1,000 times.
if he can implement it in every song, then more power to him.
Right,
man.
yeah. That works.
If you can't dance.
Okay.
No,
so
I'm not
funny.
giving a pass on that. No.
That's so ridiculous.
If fake Jamaicans listening to this right now, shouts out to you. You made it on the show.
Yeah. You're
This
the real
one's for
MVP,
you.
sir.
Toast to that
fake
guy if you're
Jamaica.
drinking right
Yeah.
now. Toast to all the fake Jamaicans you've ever seen.
God, man.
Yeah.
The person who's been to South Florida and that's as far as he's went.
Man, I think he went to a Jamaican food truck.
Inside of a building.
Like he didn't make it nowhere. Like he got rice and beans. He got rice and beans.
Classmate Jamaica.
He only knows
our classmate Jamaica.
He only
remember her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So funny, man. This is a funny thing about her Facebook profile because for the longest, like literally, I've been following her since we were in high school on Facebook. Pretty much.
Okay.
And the thing that made me mad because for literally almost a decade, I didn't know I was following her until I realized her name is backwards on Facebook. I got so mad when I realized that. I was like, stop being fucking complicated.
Quit being clever.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it looks like a name. It's like Yab something, and it looks like a foreign name. Yeah, and you're like, okay, that's a cool name. This random African female I'm following, I don't know who she is. I never took the time to click the picture until because she had like a totally different thing. Then finally she put a picture of herself, and I was like, and her name's, God, really?
Hey, I've been had.
Right? Yeah. Just a big dunce hat just comes down on my head. Cause I was so pissed about that. It was so stupid. I was so mad. No, it's funny because I saw, when we were talking about the Bruce Lee line, I thought about, cause I saw it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's funny. Like, you just now realized that?
No, it's been like a year.
Oh, okay. I mean, this wasn't like 2 weeks ago.
It was like a year, but I mean, the thing is, I've been looking at that name for years.
Dude, haven't you responded to her before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right, then you get a pass.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You get a pass.
I hope not. I said I hope not. No, I'm saying, yeah, maybe, but I don't think I have. I don't think I'm at.
No, we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that.
Please. No, I was thinking about it because I saw the preview for that Bruce Lee movie again.
Oh yeah. WWE behind.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the thing. Initially, I was like, that worries me. It looks like it might have potential, but that still worries me.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they have fucking Booker T directing or Mankind Right. Well, Mankind writing something actually might not be too.
Mankind Right would be legit.
Well, he's a good writer. I don't know so much about
like writing something that's like fiction,
like a screenplay. I don't know.
That'd be alright. Have a nice day at the end. It'd be alright.
Yeah, but I was the whole time like when that logo popped up because it pops up pretty early. I was just waiting for like him to be fighting, like somebody be playing, like the Miz playing, like fucking like somebody
like cameos by the as they like to shoehorn their wrestlers onto.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Speaking of which, I was just watching. Y'all know that film series, or y'all know that show or movie? I'm sorry, called 12 Rounds.
Yes.
Is that the
first one had John Cena in it?
Oh yeah.
Second one had Randy Orton. I've yet to see that one. And this third one has this dude named Dean Ambrose. I'm not sure if y'all are.
I've heard that name.
Wait, he's in that one? On the third one?
He's the third one, yeah.
Huh, I might check it out.
It's so cookie cutter, man.
Really?
It's just so by the numbers.
Yeah. Any better than the first one with
No.
Okay.
No. Simply for the fact that, Dean Ambrose, like, granted, he's a hard worker, et cetera, but he is not very compelling as his matches as a main character or even, as a wrestler. Some of the stuff is by the numbers.
Yeah.
And this movie just wasn't helping things either. And like, especially him doing the one-liners, it's just like, he was practically yawning through these lines. And I was
he seemed unenthusiastic in his own performance.
Yeah. And that reminded me, like, the set that they had, which was supposed to be the police station, whatever. And I was like, they used this same police station for another movie, which had another dude, Dolph Ziggler. He was a cop in that movie.
Yeah.
And he put a little bit more effort into it, but at the same time, it's just like, nah, this ain't the route for you, man.
It's like this ain't right.
This ain't the route for you. And Kane was the police chief in that movie.
That's so funny.
Which was so funny for him to be, the police chief, and it's just like, it's funny because it's like, this is like, rah, 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 like barking at the Murtaugh, or not, Riggs and Murtaugh.
Right, yeah.
Dolph Ziggler was supposed to be like the Murtaugh. Riggs. Riggs is Mel Gibson, isn't it?
Riggs is Mel Gibson.
Riggs is Mel Gibson, yeah. So like, this 7-foot dude sitting there just,
yelling at,
scolding, the Riggs of this movie here. And it was just kind of like, but you pretty much could get up off your ass and do the same thing he's doing. Like, I believe you being more the action hero than him.
It's like, why aren't you just taking his place? Like, you easily could. He pulls out, I'm too old for this shit, and just sets back down.
He pretty much could. And like, it's so funny that he's now like, in his outside the mask persona, and like as we talked about before, like with some of like wrestlers being in politics and shit, like him really pushing for that mayor of I forget what that town is in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
And it's so funny just looking at him. He's just like, if you weren't 7 foot, you look just like a politician.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like he's a politician, but then you look at it and you're like, holy shit! Like, wait a minute.
He could like choke slam everybody in in the Capitol.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Somebody agree with him. He just toes him through the fucking table. But yeah, that's what I always think about that with those like the Marine movies.
Yeah.
Like, I always think about it because I'm like, man, I was like, there's no way in hell I would ever watch one.
That one too.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way in hell I would ever be interested in watching one of those. But I was like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking they probably have an insane number of people that buy those movies. Like they probably sell like crazy. Because I mean, it's so easy. You just slap in like the superstar at the time. Because The Miz was on the last one. The Miz was the last one. He was on the last
two, actually.
Was it? Oh,
yeah,
was
so
two?
Like,
okay.
He kind of ran with it. It seems like. So good for him.
Well, yeah, but it's so funny because I'm like, man, they probably sell like crazy. I mean, because one, the subject matter. Two, the fact that you just slapped one of the main wrestlers in there. And three, like it's easy to just market that, even straight to video. Like people think that shit,
which they do a lot
on
WWE Studios. And I wonder kind of if they can go the Yui Bowl route to where it's just. But then again, like these are better than Yui Bowl movies,
right?
So it's not like they're that awful to where you can get a tax break from it. Well, you have to record. Wouldn't you have to for Yui Bowl? His loophole is that he makes a shitty movie in a specific area in the world.
Yeah.
And so like once it's like, oh well, I'm sorry, the movie flopped. I guess I can sit there and get a tax break for it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and so like he just continues to.
Depending on location, you can get huge things. That's why like a lot of stuff, like especially now in like larger productions like Avengers and shit like that, and Captain America, like Civil War and stuff, like shot in Atlanta, and a lot of stuff is moving to Atlanta is because the tax breaks and the tax incentives in the Southeast are a lot better than the expensive, pretty much cost of production across the board, whether it's craft services all the way to getting visual effects work done on your movie. It's going to be a lot cheaper on this side of the country. So yeah, when you pick specific locations,
as compared to like a Toronto where they used to always take video.
Oh yeah, that was New York.
Movies and shows.
Yeah, I remember specifically when that first Avengers movie was coming out, and like all the pictures and stuff were leaking from like Captain running around on the cars and stuff, and they were like shooting in downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always funny when they do that.
They're bringing jobs back to America, apparently.
Right? Yeah, exactly. For Georgia, that works. For Toronto, yeah, not exactly. But I was trying to think. There was some other, because I always like to like movie previews I've seen, and then like see if you guys have seen the one. There was one for. Have you heard about the movie The Disaster Artist?
That's where the Tommy Wiseau, where they're just adapting his
they're doing
or the behind the scenes.
The preview looks amazing. It looks hilarious.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, because that movie is like so bad, like, and it's so funny, like hilariously bad, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Seth Rogen and James Franco and them can like do with it, and I mean, because it's already funny, like it's funny and it's not supposed to be really, I guess, in a way. But what was you gonna say?
Which one are we talking about?
The Disaster Artist. It's you remember the movie The Room?
Yes.
Yeah, that really, really, really bad movie about the guy Tommy Wiseau.
They just stayed in the room. No, I'm thinking Panic Room. My bad.
Yeah.
This one, Panic Room starring Tommy Wiseau.
That would be funny.
I was thinking that. I was like, this is.
The tagline for the movie would be like, it'd be directed at the audience and be like, he's not trapped in this room. You're trapped in here with him in this room. It's like a super tagline. But I saw the preview for that.
I did not lock the trap door. I did not.
I did not. Oh, hey, Tommy. It's so stupid, man. But that's all the preview is just showing like them shooting that one scene. Like the rooftop. So it looks good. I mean, it looks funny. And then the other movie that I just saw today, the preview of, has, it's like all these like pretty big name people, but playing the most like random roles that I never thought I would see them playing. And it's, I think it's, what was it?
I'm trying to remember it now, because I think I remember seeing a bunch of big names, and it was just kind of like just out there as far. What the hell was it?
No, did you see the one? It's Channing Tatum is starring in it, and this is
not Lucky Logan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that one.
Yeah.
Where everyone's supposedly in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or from Kentucky.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounding like.
Yeah, it's basically
Yosemite Sam.
It's literally like it's kind of like a NASCAR. It's a NASCAR like theme of basically what it is.
NASCAR heist or something.
Yeah. Because what it is Channing Tatum works at this like construction site, and then he gets laid off, and then he gets like pissed off, and his brother is played by
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren, the guy that played Kylo Ren, and it's all set in like Kentucky, like area, whatever. And basically what he finds out is that the way they transport when they get like bets or when they get like the money, like when they have to do drops, they have to send the money through these tubes underground, and it gets like dumped in like the safe. So like they find out like what the biggest race day is, and then they go to the jail to get, what is his name? Like Johnny Bomb or something, Johnny Explosion or something like that.
Oh, well, I know it's Daniel Craig.
It's Daniel Craig, but he's playing like a redneck. This British actor playing like a redneck. And they basically get him to try to like blow into this vault to rob Raceway in order to get to steal the money and stuff. It looks interesting.
You got Kentuckians that could have did that.
Oh yeah. That's
you
what
got
that's
fucking
too.
Michael Shannon or General Zod, as you may know him.
And
or,
then you got
fucked to be Rabbit's mom.
Yeah.
You guys is Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn, and then you got the guy that played. Is that the guy from the movie with Martin?
Blue Streak, National Security. I think he was in National Security.
Yeah, he lives right down the road.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well then.
Yeah.
George Clooney could have a little role in there.
Yeah.
George Clooney don't want shit to do with Kentucky.
No, he doesn't. No.
Johnny Depp from Kentucky could have tossed him.
Yeah,
in
they
there.
could have. He could have. He can play anything.
He probably does have a cameo. Probably.
There probably is something. Yeah, I wonder how they're going to do it, but yeah.
Old girl from Walking Dead who plays Carol.
Yeah,
she could have been tossed in. She's from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Jennifer Lawrence.
You've got plenty of people to fill out that cast.
But
we got all these other people.
Hey, well, thank you for telling me that. I won't wish her dead next time I watch The Walking Dead. She'll get a pass for one mistake. She'll get a pass.
That's funny. That's great. So yeah,
it's terrible. But that's interesting. We could have had a lot of people play in that movie.
Yeah.
Can I?
What you got?
While we were on this, a thought came in my head. When you watch a show, or typically a show that can have people who get killed off,
right,
or leave the show.
Yeah, I got a good example already.
Do you ever find yourself having a huge list of people that could go, or just a list in general in the different shows, like who you could see dying or being let go on the show, stuff like that?
Not a huge. Well,
my list.
I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to say this on this specific subject, and we can circle back around to it because it could be an extensive kind of conversation. But it's not an extensive list, but I have a pretty damn good feeling, even from looking at that initial poster that I showed you yesterday from Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh, okay.
That 4 of those people on that poster are fucking gone.
You can kind of tell. I know.
Yeah. One of the most obvious ones that seems like it makes the most sense too is the Vision.
Yes.
Because literally the stone's in his head, and in the same picture, the stone's in the glove. So you're like, he doesn't work without the stone. So how far into this movie? My thing is, and a lot of people were joking about this. We're like, I hope it fucking starts off and 3 people die immediately. All hell breaks loose. 3 people done. Bam. Gone.
Get him out the way.
And then it just fucking and then you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be a serious movie. Cause we know the ones that kind of can't die.
Yeah.
For instance, I don't think Benedict's gonna die because they already said they're doing another Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Unless they go back into time. And we already know that the next Spider-Man movie is gonna
he's
start.
Probably gonna end up being a Deus Ex Machina.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Something
and we already know the next Spider-Man movie is supposed to start the new, basically,
phase?
Yeah, the new phase. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think Tony's got a chance.
I'm sure
Cap definitely has a chance.
Captain.
Yeah, I think Cap's gonna be the big one.
If he wasn't gonna die in Civil War, which happened in the comics.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, that movie wasn't anywhere near the Civil War in the comics.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, but as far as Captain America, as far as his contract or as far as Chris Evans' contract coming up,
not Captain America's contract.
Yeah, Chris Evans, especially. I love the description somebody gave him. He said that he looked like Punished Rogers, like Punished Snake from Metal Gear.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it
I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
But no, I'm pretty sure it's Captain America, and I'm pretty sure it's Vision.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyone else, it'll probably be more like the people that are kind of
because I doubt any of the Guardians.
I
don't see any Guardians getting knocked off.
I'm afraid one of them may end up being Ant-Man.
Yeah, that was a weird thing in that big advertisement poster. Ant-Man's he's not even on it at all.
I didn't even catch that.
Which unless they pull some bullshit and no, he's on it. He's just really small, standing on somebody's shoulder.
No, that one dude, I forgot his name. The dude that played Ant-Man in the last movie.
Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
He's not doing it anymore. I thought I read it somewhere.
They're doing a new movie, so I wonder if they're
just without him.
No, it's going to be both of them. Ant-Man and Wasp is going to be,
unless they're off doing their own thing when that goes down.
And then, see, that's what I thought too. It depends on where that movie lines up at. But yeah, I think Cap's a good one because the thing is, you've got both his replacements set up. Yeah, like they could pick either Bucky or they could go with what's the name of it?
Falcon.
With Falcon, yeah. So yeah, he's there. Like the obvious thing, the biggest glaring one is the Vision.
Yeah.
Which because I mean,
glaring.
Yeah. Maybe Scarlet. Maybe. I don't know how her storyline played out in the
comics. Does she have a relationship with Hulk?
No, she's more.
No,
she's
Scarlet
almost got more. She's got more.
Has one with Vision.
Yeah, she's got one with Vision.
Yeah, that's what happened in the comics.
I'm thinking
Black Widow.
Yeah,
Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow has a relationship with.
That's a possibility.
Kinda, yeah.
And then
did you notice her hair is silver in the advertisement, in the press stuff?
I'm gonna have to look at this.
Like her hair is completely different. Like I mean, pretty much everybody's like got beards or like grown out their facial hair, and Thor's got his haircut. Scarlet's got like light hair.
Bruce got a damn shape up.
Yeah,
or even the Hulk got a shape up, man.
Which that was
you gotta get that fade, man. You can't be out here giving hands.
And see, when I saw that, like the thing from the Thor preview, it got me excited because I was like, "Are we gonna get like the Professor version of Hulk?" Which was an interesting turn because the way that one worked was basically he got to the point where he could like really control it. Mm-hmm. But the problem was, you know how he said the thing that my secret is that I'm always angry? Mm-hmm. Like, when he got to a certain point in the comics, there was a storyline where he actually died because basically the way it started to work is if he got mad, he got weaker. Yeah. So as long as he stayed level-headed and calm, he could go like fucking ape shit and be like really super powerful Hulk. But if he actually started getting mad and emotional, he would slowly start to turn back into Bruce, and then that's what happened in the comic in that one run.
As far as like with Thor's third movie, where they're fighting in what was pretty much supposed to be Hulk's own comic, which was a World War Hulk.
Oh yeah.
He was on that particular planet, and he had to pretty much stay as the Hulk because of the atmosphere. It was poisonous, and he couldn't survive as Banner on there.
Planet Hulk.
So I don't know. It sounds like it looks, but then again, they sit there and showed Banner in the trailer. Thor 3 and that on what looks to be that same damn planet. So
yeah, it looks like Planet Hulk. It looks like they got as close to making a Planet Hulk movie without just making the Planet Hulk movie.
Yeah,
and they found found a tie to marry it together with the Thor thing, which I like. I mean, it looks fucking like the most fun out of all.
It'll make a Thor movie interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? But we will see. But yeah, what specific characters or shows were you talking about, Brent, where you had a list? Is it just like, are you talking like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, or are you talking about anything else?
So I have those. So I have like Walking Dead. I have Game of Thrones. I have like this weird rule system of like when people start messing up too much that I want them gone, which is really odd. But I'm starting to realize that it's now moved to just regular shows too. So like Walking Dead is a given because people die in that. Game of Thrones, that's a given because most people are waiting to find out who's going to be off next. Power, to a degree, is like that because there's so many things going on. People get murdered, blah, blah, blah. But then you have shows like Insecure.
Oh.
And I'm like, wow. All right, I want them gone. Like, I want them, like, maybe not killed, but like, I want them off the show. Like, I want the worst breakup ever to happen. I don't want to see them together ever again. So I have like that type of thing going. I'm trying to think of another show. Like in Arrow.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Talk to me. What you got?
Felicity.
Yeah, I wanted her gone. Oh, wait. Felicity?
Felicity. Either.
Wait, who was you thinking when he said Felicity? What other person were you thinking?
No. It registered that he was talking about you want her gone, or like
I want her gone in some form or fashion.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
And granted, I meant to add this little preface or disclaimer here. As far as, killing characters off, as long as those actors have work elsewhere, I'm cool with that.
Okay, yeah, that makes
I would
sense.
I'd much rather, like they have something else coming along, like, Sonequa Martin, what was her, Sasha, wasn't it?
Yeah,
in
Sasha.
Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she now got the Star Trek, this new Star Trek show. And it's like,
I'm with you with, well,
I'm cool. Yeah, that's dope, okay, then yeah, go on, fly your wings and, leave the nest, et cetera, et cetera.
You make me feel like a bad guy. I've never thought about what they, that their lives, what I'm saying, that they might not have another gig after this. I'm like, storytelling, I want them off the show.
'Cause think about it. Sometimes, they'll retweet like threats or complaints and shit like that, or they'll sit there and tweet something out, and then somebody is just way out of pocket, sitting there just wishing death on them in real life.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want any harm or bad things to happen to the real person.
Right, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So
you're like pumpy brakes.
Felicity's got to go, in my opinion, for Arrow, because as far as she was cool as far as the first 2 seasons, give or take. And as far as like, I didn't want her to be this romantic interest that just kind of ended up getting shoehorned in like a Stephanie Meyer type of way.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, and here's the thing, let me preface this by saying that I haven't watched the show since.
You ain't missed nothing. Keep going.
I always tell people this when they ask me about that. The last scene I saw was, what's his name? Shit.
Which one?
Arrow. I guess fucking
Oliver,
yeah. He was on his knees and,
that's like every scene. Like,
I know, right? It's funny.
It's a whole season of that.
And, Roz was in front of him offering him the role to be Roz, basically.
The
to be
successor.
Yeah. That was the last thing I ever saw on the show. And it's funny because like I've still kept up with it, like I do with a lot of things. I still keep up Walking Dead. I still keep up with Game of Thrones. I just read like liner notes and read reviews and shit. And it seems like that a lot of it's went downhill with as far as Arrow goes. It seems like everybody still seems to be on a pretty even to upward facing point with Flash, but it seems like Arrow kind of just kind of dipped a little bit.
And I blame that on the Felicity Oliver.
It's the love
so
triangle. It's this.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not really a love triangle now per se so much, but like it was
in order they killed a character off to make it feel. I was like, oh well, it's okay now. They can be together. Yeah. And fuck you. That's not how it went down in the comics. There's more to it than this.
Right. It's very heavy-handed. Like stars align. You can finally have this forbidden fruit, and maybe not so much forbidden fruit, but you can finally have that thing you desire most. Right. But I think they do that in a lot of shows, which ends up turning me off to the show, like Scandal. Scandal did that with Pope and the President and Jake. Like, I got sick of it. I haven't watched another Scandal. Orange is the New Black. I
bounced out of that one.
It's a whole nother thing.
I bounced out
when it comes to The Flash.
I love
that. West, the daughter.
Yeah.
Iris.
I want her gone.
The last thing I saw of that was when he told her that he loved her or liked her.
They play on the like she's either damsel in distress or she's like for one moment he gets to have her and then everything else always goes to hell. And it's like, it never works, or they'll do another line where it's like, well, she's messing with somebody else, and then he's, the sad puppy that can't tell that he knows stuff, and they don't, like, it just drives me up a wall because they could do better at handling that.
Yeah. I feel like that's an easy crutch that writers can fall into when dealing with romance and superhero situations.
And I can kind of see what you mean too, because you remember you remember Joe West's partner that was like this blonde that he and Barry started dating, which was so funny because her and Barry had way more chemistry within those short amount of episodes than Barry and Iris had almost throughout the whole series. And plus the whole fact that they are in a kind of adoptive siblings.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of makes that a little icky.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it was like it seemed like the writers of the show were forcing it.
Sugar.
We're trying to, and it seemed like they were trying to force it based on purely proximity, more over actual chemistry.
Well, in the comics, here I am sitting there clowning it for them not adhering to comics for Arrow, but then for Flash they're trying to adhere to it, and in this kind of sense it's like, but I don't know, y'all kind of put yourselves in a corner when you did it that way, especially when you make it seem like it was like that's kind of gross, a little bit, just a little bit.
But they do try to give you that defining line, like they took him in, like almost like he was misfortune happened, somebody took him in.
He needed a place to stay.
In some ways, he was never a full one of them.
Right.
I shouldn't say it like that.
I like, it works.
Not one of us per se.
Yeah, not one of us.
Now, as a family member trying to be secretive, he's not and then they're pointing at the back of their palm.
Yeah, you
mean you?
So, yeah, that was a little weird. But I do find myself doing that with just regular shows. Hell, I did that with soap operas. I realized I wanted Victor Newman dead for like 10 years. And then he kept coming back when he did die.
He's like the one you love to hate type thing. It's been his character literally fucking 25 years.
Yeah.
We all just dropped.
Everybody was like,
once we got the soap operas, it was like, did we want to reveal more about what we know?
Nah. I think that's enough. I think they've had enough. Hey, have y'all heard this, what's it called? Girlfriends or Girls Trip? There's a new movie.
Yeah. That was the one that went up against the,
apparently they said it's the funniest movie. It's top 5.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, that was interesting. It's supposed to be, because this was the whole thing they had. There was a bunch of really good articles that came out that were like, if you guys didn't recognize, coming up soon, this was before the movie released, Hollywood is about to release 2 of the basically same movies with a white cast and a black cast. The other one is starred by ScarJo and
girl from Ilyana and
Lana from
Broad City.
Broad City, yeah. So that was my thing, because like obviously I was like, yeah, like fuck yeah, the black movie will probably be better and whatever, just because. But then on the other side, I'm like, oh, Alana wrote this one and Alana's in it. I'm like, fuck, I love Broad City so much. I'm like, oh crap. But it's been funny because like a lot of the reviews and box office reflection stuff has came out, and it seems like the Girls Trip movie is supposed to be fucking great.
Yeah, my wife went to go see it, and the funniest movie to her is Bridesmaids, and
that one is pretty funny.
It is. Like, when she came back, she was like, "Yo, I enjoyed that way more than Bridesmaids. Like that's probably the funniest movie I've seen in probably ever."
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Well, all right, then.
That's great.
Good for you."
It's good. But yeah, so that was an interesting thing, like seeing that kind of course, people made a race competition thing out of it, but I mean, it was interesting that it's basically kind of the same style of movie that came out so close together.
Oh, Proud Mary coming out soon.
Okay,
and so,
we haven't had a chance to talk about this because Brent, I remember we posted it up, we all looked at it and watched it, and Brent, you were like, "It looks interesting, probably want to go see it." I think it does. There's some interest, but one of the best comments that I saw that somebody that commented, and after watching it again, I was like, "Yeah, it is." One of the things that I like about, especially John Wick, Atomic Blonde, I'm still interested. I'm still kind of on the fence about because it's been shoved down my throat so much because I go to IGN all the time and IGN's been like super partnered up with it. So they like advertise it and it fucking advertises on every damn video I watch.
Okay.
So I've seen it like the start of it 1,000 times. But one of the things people said is like, they feel like when you saw those movies, there was a raw, visceral element to it that made you kind of like, it seemed more, a little bit grimier and a little bit more, I guess even weirdly relatable, even though it's kind of over the top. And this one just seems like another one. And it kind of like, I wonder, there has to be more, I want to see what her motivation is a little bit more, I guess.
We're talking Atomic Blonde?
Atomic Blonde, John Wick, and then,
Proud Mary.
I'm hoping Proud Mary is more like James Bond than John Wick.
I like that. Because then that would differ itself from it.
And I say because, like, James Bond is more of a, I don't want to call it tactician, because that's more John Wick. but it's more of a like he's in these situations and he's just like always ends up with the perfect play that ends up working out.
Not
right?
Daniel Craig's Bond.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Daniel Craig's Bond.
That's actually why I make him top 1 or 2 James Bond. But I can hold that thought for a second if we're going to go into that.
He's my favorite.
But Daniel Craig's Bond, to that point, he was the original, well, timeline-wise, he was the beginning Bond, not all the other Bonds who were like seasoned Bond, like Bond making his name or Bond like already the GOAT.
This was the original vision that Ian Fleming had for James Bond.
Exactly. Yeah. Not like, and it's as far from the Pierce Brosnan
and Sean Connery,
where they're still like, where like you were saying, Brent, where it's like they're in these kind of shitty situations, but they always like there might be they always smooth their way out of it, or they get out of it and there's like no dirt on they're like fucking
Pierce
clean
Brosnan
and they're like
no dirt, like he didn't get shot, touched, anything like
that.
That's what annoyed me the most. But I would like it like, but shooting it wise, like it's like these, you know, he's always on a mission. He might not know all the pieces, but he's like stumbling upon them as he goes.
Oh, he stumbles.
He stumbles. So I'm hoping it's more of like that, like, you know, she's not just reactive like John Wick, where it's like, oh my gosh, everywhere I turn, I gotta fight for my life. Everything's survival. I'm just this like,
all my life.
like where she just has to like fight her way out of everything. Cause that's the only way. November Man was actually a decent bridge.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
movie where Pierce Brosnan was like an actual agent, but he wasn't this super suave. Always has like the best gadget that'll get you out of the situation that he clearly did. Like, how did Q really know that he was like, oh, you might need this for the mission? I just put a toaster button. That's your left cuff link, hit the second button twice, and it now turns into a bomb. Like, come on, man! Like,
that's why that first interaction with Q in Daniel Craig's Bond series is one of the best moments in that fucking series to me. When he finally meets him and then he gives him the pistol, and he's like, here's a pistol. He said it's got the grip, fingerprint activated, so nobody else can shoot it. And he was like, "Is that it?" He's like, yeah, what did you expect, a flying car or something? And like that was basically like the moment they were like, shut it down. Like, nope, this is where we're at. He's got a pistol and he's gonna figure shit out, hopefully.
But the next movies, he came up with more like bigger stuff. So, but saying that about, the other movie, like I want it to be more like flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like more flowing, like an actual story, because John Wick doesn't really have a story.
Not really. There's a basic motivation that lights the fuse.
There is a motivation.
Fuse, Wick.
Yeah. He did it. He did that. But a lot of James Bonds have at least an underlying story, somewhat of a motivation. You have typically some form of falling of stature, and then like.
You mean a Skyfall?
See, now you're pushing it.
Yeah. You know what? I couldn't give you. I was like, that's a reach. If this was about a rap, I'd be like, that's a reach. That's a reach.
I love it.
Skyfall is your favorite one?
I think so. I've thought about this multiple. I've seen every one of them because I used to watch all of them when I was younger, like when they would come on TV. And I used to really dig Goldfinger because it had like because it was just so interesting, and then like part of it shot in Kentucky. So when I was younger, I always had that connection. Like, oh, cool, this big crazy action movie is shot in my small home state, whatever. But then like after seeing Skyfall and like there's literally a moment where he's hunkered down in an old decrepit mansion, and he's got guns from like the fucking early 1900s, and that's it. Figure it out. And literally the bad guy has a fucking Harrier helicopter.
Fucking like adult, like he pretty much did an adult Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly. And I love what's the name is the main bad guy. I think he plays Bardem. Yeah, he plays a fucking he plays a bad guy really well. It was creepy. It was kind of weirdly sexual. In a way, like that whole interrogation thing. Of course. Yeah, I know. At that time, because of course.
The foppish villain cliche.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. But, I really like that movie. I'm super excited because they announced that this week that he is coming back for Bond 25. Because that was the whole thing at first. That, huh?
Not the character.
No, not Javier. What's that? Daniel Craig.
Okay.
Is coming to play Bond. So I'm interested to see what they do with that because I mean, obviously they can't. I mean, they could do something weird like like team up weird thing or like I'm wondering how they're going to handle Bond 25 because it's not just like another Bond movie. It's literally an anniversary. It's got to have some as good as Skyfall was. Like it has to have something. And even the like I love.
Can they? Does all Bond villains die at the end of the movies? Like, is there a way to bring them back?
006. Boris.
But think about it. If anybody knows, please sound off in the chat.
I know the fact that didn't die was Christoph Waltz's Blofeld's character, or Blofeld character.
Okay. And that was one of the things that that was the one caveat I kind of had with that movie is the fact that you get somebody like Christoph Waltz in a bad guy role, then you better fucking use him to better effect than what you did. He was underutilized, but it worked, but it was terribly underutilized, especially when you look at something like Inglourious Bastards, like stuff like that, where he's like really a good bad guy, where it's one of those where it's like you love him and hate him.
What movie was he the villain in?
That's the last one before, obviously, Bond 25.
Let's see, Skyfall, and then there was
Inglourious Bastards. And
in Bond series.
It's
that have lived.
They lived him. Because I was trying to think. Because Boris.
I want to say
Boris died. Odd Job died. Jaws died.
Batista's character is most likely
he's
died.
Technically, he did.
Most likely died.
Yeah, he died.
He got the henchman death. He's dead.
He was cool as a henchman. I like that.
Okay, so before we get too far away, what I do want to see is hopefully, because we don't have very many black secret agent movies or female in that lead role as a secret agent movie, because a lot of them are like one and done. I would like it to where it's not John Wick, where it's just like he's got to fight the world. Like the next movie for John Wick, I'm going there for fight scenes. Like I'm not going there for a story. This movie that just came out, I wasn't going into it for stories because I was like, the premise of the movie is at best. Like it's literally like set pieces that drive that movie. So I'm wanting something that they can build on, and heck, maybe even make a full series, like something that's equivalent to Bond, where in 5 years maybe she's not in the same role, maybe somebody else is taking the mantle, and they make a new agent. Like,
I was looking at it, like when I saw the trailer for Proud Mary, that's because that's where we're coming back to, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Spectre is the latest Bond movie, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. So what I got from the trailer for Proud Mary is that obviously using Tina and Ike Turner's song, as the driving force. I also think you can't judge how the movie's going to play out based on the trailer because they have separate companies doing trailers now. But
absolutely.
The influence I got from the trailer was more like a blaxploitation type thing, especially with the font,
almost like
Pam Grier's old movies and shit
Jackie,
like that.
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown, or even before that. What was it? Something coffee? No. Come on now.
Coffee. I was about to say Coffee Black,
Brown.
but that's
not Coffee Brown.
I was about to say Coffee Black.
Maybe. Pam Grier blaxploitation movies or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but at the same time, as like somebody made it in the comment section, Atomic Black, and I was like, all right, fuck out of here. And then people were like, oh god, another John Wick copy, and there was way more negativity as far as the reception for it than I saw right here. And it was like, well, hold on, where the fuck were y'all with the Atomic Blonde? But then again, it was all in ads, so I didn't get to see it. I haven't bothered looking at the comment section for the ads.
Right.
And I was kind of like, all right, just hurry and get it out the way.
Yeah.
Atomic Blonde. But for Proud Mary, I don't know. Especially for it to be so damn soon to come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, maybe if they had spaced it out a little bit more, or maybe if they had been like quicker to the gun, a little quicker to the gun. Quicker at the draw.
I'm curious where she's going to stand as an actor after this. Like, I want to see what her acting chops is for this. Because a lot of movies, she's like the victim or the supporter, you know what I'm saying, like the support stuff like that. Like I want to see.
What about it? Has anybody seen Hidden Figures?
Yeah, she. But even in that, no, she was definitely more of a lead. I don't think she stole the show per se.
As compared to Octavia Spencer,
Yeah.
She was the one that won something for it, didn't she?
Yeah,
They won
she
an
did.
award.
And what's her name? Janelle Monáe.
Okay, yeah.
Like that was a great movie, but I'm glad to see her branching out on her, like just not being fully typecast and into Cookie or Hustle and well, that's Cookie again. Like, so I'm curious, like what she's gonna turn into being that type of action star, like becoming an.
Y'all remember Smoking Aces?
Yeah. I like
Okay, remember her as the assassin, or as one of the many assassins in there.
But didn't she die like real quick?
Supposedly.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was open-ended. Her fate was open-ended.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And what if it was the same character?
Hey.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Whoa.
Here's a crazy question.
Oh, man.
What if they made this into like Kill Bill?
Well,
what if that's like?
Then we get back to
that. We heard the rumors and stuff, and that was the story for the longest that we got mad about because we thought it would be interesting, especially when it came down to it, and it ended up eventually not happening, and then we ended up getting the last Tarantino movie, and hell, even
Nigger 8.
Yeah.
Nigger 8.
Yeah. The N-word, the movie, and even Django, because like the whole story was that what was going to happen was we were eventually going to get a new Kill Bill movie. And then that didn't happen. And then eventually what it was it was going to be a new Kill Bill movie, but it was going to be focused on, what was her name? What's the lady's name that was with 50 Cent for a second?
Vivica Fox?
Yeah, it was going to be Vivica Fox's daughter going after
Beatrix.
Beatrix, yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
If you didn't know her name.
Watch that movie, whatever. Yeah. So that was, and I thought that would be a cool concept. Because it's like, you killed my mom, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. And then how the daughter may or may not have been, or I'm sorry, the bride's daughter may or may not be involved in assassin work too. And then that kind of creating like this weird little cycle, or who's to say? If it happens, it happens, but I mean, I'm guessing not.
I doubt it. Yeah, at this point, I feel like Tarantino's rounding out his last few.
Wrap it up.
Oh. Yeah, sounds good.
Well, I mean, any more big thoughts? No, let's get your last thoughts.
I was about to talk about how my day went.
No, please, tell us.
Yeah, let's finish out with that. We'll finish out with that. It works.
We got 10, 15 minutes, like we.
Let's finish out with it.
All right, then. Let me see. I'm on pressure's on. I'm currently on my fourth week of No Red Meat. I may end up breaking that when I go to Nashville, this weekend.
Boy, that's gonna be hard down there.
Big ups.
Yeah. Who's to say what happens there? I just talked about that 12 Rounds movie with Dean Ambrose. I also watched American Gods, the first season.
Okay. How was it? Did you like it?
The second episode, I was like, you know what? I'm invested. I'm right there with you. And then when I got to episode 4 where they reintroduced a character that was supposed to be dead, it kind of took me out of it. And I was just kind of
it's like, what do you think? I wasn't paying attention?
Well, no, they know, they kept reiterating, yes, this person died. This person's back now. And I was like, I don't care about that character. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Why is this all about her? No. Hey.
Right. You're like, what are you doing? The writer's just like,
And so, I don't know. And granted, that whole first season, like with the weird little premises, like ancient Greek or ancient gods versus modern gods.
Right.
And trying to do that whole world building episode by episode.
Yeah.
That part was what got me invested. But then when they started to shoehorn this character that, was a romantic interest of the main character. We come right back to this. So yeah, as far as that her getting shoehorned into this, it pissed me off.
Right.
And just kind of almost took me out of it. Especially like the season finale, quote unquote. It was only 8 episodes. And granted, if it's a brand new show, you're going to have fewer episodes than like future, if it gets bought on or if it gets picked up or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And, it felt like a mid-season finale more than a season finale.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, y'all probably could have did more with that.
Sucks.
And it's just, a lot of it kind of felt like, the season as a whole was more style over substance.
Really?
Even despite the fact of doing all that world building, it's like the visuals are great as far as like this, the ideas that they had and all that good stuff. But it's felt more along the lines of trying to get your attention more. And so we can tell more during the story, or if we can get a second season, we'll tell you more.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just more like they're getting their attention there.
I was hoping, because when I first saw it, I was like, maybe this could potentially be, if it's good, it could be something like along the lines of like, Supernatural, where it lasts for a long time.
The 13th season.
Yeah, Jesus. Supernatural fans are fucking crazy. Like their fan base is nuts, and it's massive. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
so that was my first, like when I first saw the vibe, like kind of vibe I got from it, but it doesn't seem like they executed as well.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah,
it's decent. Also last night I watched Don't Breathe, the horror movie with the blind vet against the thieves that came into the store, or his house. And you said you saw it, Brent. You're on mute.
Your audio's off.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I seen the movie.
Okay.
Are we going to chit chat about it?
Sure. Quick little back and forth on it.
No spoilers or full in?
We'll see what we can avoid.
Right,
I don't mind. If you guys.
All right, we'll see what we can avoid for it. Okay. As far as my thoughts on the movie, the more I kept thinking about the movie, or the more I kept thinking about the ending, the more it kind of pissed me off. Kind of like American Gods. The more I kept thinking about the ending, the more it kind of pissed me off. Because when the trailer came for Don't Breathe, somebody summarized it perfectly as far as in the comment section. As far as like, once it's like, oh, it's supposed to be a horror movie, and it's like this blind man is sitting there like killing these kids, and it's just like, that's what the fuck they get. If somebody sit there put, and it's like, yeah, you sitting there breaking into a blind, the guy's blind, you're breaking into the house to get some money and this, that, and the other.
Right.
You're trying to, or taking advantage of it. And then, America, Second Amendment, stand your ground and this, that, and the other, in this kind of climate. Of course, you're not going to really be rooted for. I don't give a fuck if they're white. It's like, and that's kind of what it made it seem like. It's like, oh, but they're white. So of course it's like, and they kept trying to give the woman, they kept trying to get the woman in that movie the saddest backstory to kind of make you, it's like, so you can surely relate, you can surely root for her. No, not really. She was she was almost the shittiest one in the entire group. Yeah. With the exception of the old dude who died in the trailer, whose name was Money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, hell, the first 2 minutes of the movie, he was in there knocking up, like they broke into another person's house.
Yeah.
So not even the fact that breaking into the old man's house was their only resort or their last resort. They've been doing this.
Yeah, this was it's like first case. This was like,
that makes you care even less about the quote unquote protagonist.
Right.
But back to Money. First 2 minutes, he's in there knocking over vases and pissing on the floor and stuff like that of the person that they're robbing. And I was like, yeah, we're ready for you to die at some point.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just like, yeah, you gotta go.
Why would you show this to make us not care about this particular character?
Right.
We know he's going to die because we saw the trailer.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, like, okay, he's cannon fodder, but still.
Yeah,
go
right,
ahead.
exactly.
What was you about to say?
No, I'm with you with the cannon fodder. So, this movie was like one of the few times I didn't care about any of the characters.
Exactly.
Like, I watched the whole movie and was like, why aren't they all dead yet? Like, do I want anybody to survive?
That's
and
great.
then I was trying to figure out, like, but why is this guy apparently the villain? Like, why does he seem so, like, supernatural villainy? I was like, what is his cause? Because the whole movie's makes you supposed to feel like the people robbing the place, they're now the bad, like, now they're the good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should get away with Scott.
Because of this quote unquote twist at the end.
Oh, now that. Alright, so this blind guy. so this blind guy. So when I'm watching the movie,
right.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, this guy's blind, right? They don't give you too much backstory, but what you do know is this man has, like, all his senses cranked to like 15.
Well, see, even that's kind of inconsistent, because at one point he's so feeble and can't tell what's going on, and then the next minute he's Daredevil. Yeah. And it's like, well,
he can hear everything. Like, you breathe, he can hear it. You blink, an eyelash fall from your eye and hit the ground, he can shoot it. Like, that's how he was. It was, like, totally inconsistent. I was like, but which one are you gonna be? Like, you can't be Master Samurai, like,
At one point.
And then next time the decrypted,
you can't tell when somebody's literally right next to you, and just because they're not moving.
Yeah.
And it's like that one scene in the trailer where he's kind of running through the hallway and he's got his hand on the wall, and then the guy or one of the guys was like, you could see on his face, he was like, oh shit. And then he sit there and just kind of put his back to the opposite wall.
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's no way that he did not hear that.
Oh,
especially he's literally walking right past him.
Yes.
There's no way.
Was it
the only reason
wood floors?
was
Yes.
wood floors. And like this,
he killed a person because of that.
the only reason I can think he didn't hear it
get out of here.
was because of the jump scare stab in the music. That kind of overrided his hearing.
That'll get you. That jump stab scare in the movie. Yeah, that'll do it. It'll get you every time. Breaking the fourth wall.
In the movie, you can hear the music.
Breaking that wall, man. So this movie keeps going on. And
how long?
The problem is that movie could have been 45 minutes and it would have been decent. Like,
really?
they could have, spoilers. This is spoilers.
Fine.
Could be a short film.
I'm not gonna go too crazy, but they could have got away. They had an exit. But was it greed? Somebody got greedy and it was like, nah, we need all that. We gotta get it all. Like, they could have walked away, got out, been free, told their story, robbed other places, did other stuff.
One of the characters had an easy out twice.
Yeah.
He had one of the characters had a way to escape twice.
Yeah.
But no, let's save the white girl.
Nah.
And he ended up getting killed.
Yeah, and I was like, see,
and if anything, he was kind of the one. Yeah, in the sense, yeah, you ended up kind of rooting for him from the beginning of the movie up until the point where he was the smartest one. It was like, as far as he knew exactly how much you're supposed to steal before it's like, well, no, if we do this amount, if we steal this much, that's $10,000. That's, well, he said major larceny, but it's supposed to be grand larceny, whatever.
Major larceny.
Blame that on the screenwriter for not knowing. So he's like, okay, now if it's under $10,000, we're good. We don't have to worry about grand larceny. We'll only get if we get caught, we only have this much amount of jail time to worry about.
Yeah.
And then Money being a dumbass sit there and brought a gun to the house and it was like, what are you doing? One, that's a felony, blah, blah, blah. Two, now the guy has legal right to kill us.
Yeah.
As far as,
because we're armed. Yeah.
Because we're armed. And so
Jesus.
He was like, he knew the ways around the security. He knew the ways as far as like loopholes and things that you need to avoid.
Yeah.
And for them to ignore what the fuck he was doing, especially him going like, nah, I don't like this place. I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
And for like, y'all are riding with him from the get-go, like on all these other heists,
right. But
then you decided to sit there and just go, nah, quit being a pussy. This is our last, this is our last job. Don't quit being a pussy about it. And so,
God.
So what did you think about the guy, the blind guy, him becoming a villain?
Oh, the antagonist.
The antagonist. Yeah. The antagonist. What'd you think about that? Cause that ending.
As far as the antagonist, for the fact that they had to make a twist for you to quote unquote feel sorry for the woman.
That was diabolical.
It was a super fucked up, like, as far as motivation. It's a fucked up motivation.
You know what? If you haven't if you haven't watched the movie yet, it's about 1 minute. I mean, it's about 1 hour and 15 minutes. I don't know. It's towards the end of the episode, all right?
The episode now. Yeah, in the episode now. We'll see you guys next week.
You know what I'm saying?
You know the skill. Follow us.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Follow us.
OAF discussions.
Yeah. Oafdiscussions on Twitter. Oafdiscussions on Facebook. Google us if you don't know.
Yeah. Last part of the spoilers.
Deuces.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for joining us. We love you. All right.
Go watch the movie.
Yeah. Now that they're out the way. Okay. Gary, I know you don't care. So.
No, I don't mind.
Oh boy.
This dude he injected sperm.
Well, okay. Let's lead into that.
No, there's no lube for this. Like, no, there's no lube. Like this dude had the batter cooking.
Get the Vaseline.
Because immediately I'm like, stopped it right there. I'm like, what the?
I know.
Context.
That's amazing.
The vet. He is the reason that they are actually trying to rob him to begin with.
Yeah.
Is that he got money out of a huge settlement regarding his daughter dying.
Okay.
And it was like a rich family The daughter of the rich family accidentally killed his daughter.
Yeah.
And so Grief, they sit there and settled it out of court.
Yeah.
And apparently he's sitting on a lot of money. They don't know how much, but it's enough to sit there and get them out the hood. It's enough to get them out the ghetto.
Yeah.
And so that's what motivated the woman, who was kind of selfish straight from the beginning anyway. I don't care how abusive or how creepy or how abusive the mom is, or how creepy her new boyfriend is, and this, that, and the other. As far as like you could have got yourself out of the situation by like, working.
Right. Try and put some fucking effort forward.
Like a legit job.
Okay.
Or some shit.
So,
or sitting there calling CPS.
Yeah.
Or shit like that. And like, getting to the point where you can, like, I'm pretty sure she's over 18. I don't know the character or whatever. Like, I'm sorry. Motivation aside.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the spoiler. The twist was that this guy ended up kidnapping the rich family's daughter.
Okay.
And it wasn't revealed until the very end. He accidentally killed her.
Okay.
In the hunt for the thieves, he accidentally killed her, and he was crying. I was like, and my wife was sitting there going like, well, wait a minute. If she's the one that killed her daughter, then why is he sad about her? And I was like, well, maybe that was like literally his last link to her daughter.
Right.
Well, boy, did I realize how close I was.
Oh my God.
He artificially inseminated that woman.
Oh, okay.
And once she gave birth,
yeah,
he was going to let her go.
Yeah.
But he accidentally killed. Yeah. So he was trying to, was like, well, you took my daughter from me. You're going to give me another one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
she had 9-10 months. So she was like, I guess she was going to be, a few more months and she was good.
Look, was she showing in the movie? I didn't
I just said forget. I was going to give her like 6 months and be like, all right. But she got 6 months, 3 to go. That's how much longer she got on her bid. She just got to survive the pregnancy.
They'd have made a deal about it if she was showing.
Yeah.
Because
that is true. But it felt like she had been missing for a while, that they had stopped looking for her. Like, so there had been time passed. So it wasn't like it was like month 1.
Right. And the fact that she didn't really have any Stockholm syndrome or something like that about it. Or
she was just mad. She was just mad.
And that jump scare that they had for her and shit like that was like so unnecessary. And that ruined the rest of them. It's like, no, I don't know. So he accidentally killed her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so once he finally found out, or he thought he killed the second thief, which was the guy that was the one that was the smarter one, quote unquote.
Yeah. Who was in love with the woman, or with the blonde chick.
Yeah.
He caught, the blind man caught the blonde chick.
Yeah.
Found out she was a woman.
Yeah.
Took her down his little basement dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
And put her in shackles or whatever.
Yeah. Tied up like it was, what's it called? SM beat.
Oh, it beat him down.
Yeah. Like had her tied up, rope, gag, all that. Like had a
military style band. Shit like
Jesus.
that.
Yeah.
And so he went to artificially inseminate her.
Yeah.
To make up for that one dying.
Yeah. Okay.
And then oh God, the scene after this.
I got it. So tag me in.
I'll let you have it, but
what you got?
Oh God.
Yo. So this guy.
How he does it.
Not only, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking he's going to have like a little tube, right? Like maybe just like a little bit, like, he just got done, fresh batter, whatever. No.
Fresh batter.
Nah.
Jesus Christ.
Nah. This dude had the Sherrington Hotel of cake batter of his sperm on deck. Just at proper temperature.
Freeze.
Yeah. Just waiting, just like, yo, I might need to use this at any time again. Like, how much time did he have to put in to get that much?
That's what I'm about to say, yeah.
Like,
oh, you know what?
I just imagine this situation,
that might have been why he had her captive for so long, to sit there and
to make it work. Because it didn't work the first time. You got to try it again. So it wasn't the first time. Like, that's the kicker to this. And I think it did work. And he was just like, well, it's already cooking and brewing. So just in case something happens.
I've seen out the fridge with cake. Dude. And he's like walking across like cartoons now. He's like 10 banana cream pies, and then the other guy runs in and knocks it out of his hand. He's like, oh God.
Yes, that's how I felt.
Well,
Okay, that's what I was hoping it would get to. I was hoping it
sir, we're not done yet. Because now he has, he's getting old girl tied in because she's not fully tied in.
gets the scissors.
Oh yeah, gets the scissors. Got to cut that open. You know,
It's in the way through the pants.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He's getting all that together. Webb, go ahead, Webb. Go ahead.
Such a bad word.
It's a terrible word the way it is. Get his spool of spunk out
Mm-hmm.
and a turkey baster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, and I was like, hey, that's kind of like being Mary Jane and other things where the woman's trying to trap the dude, but here, oh wow, he trapped a woman and he's trying,
This is so horrible. This became so diabolically wrong. I was like, oh gosh. Not only is she being kidnapped, she's now have to do her sentence that I gotta give him another girl. What? I was like, but what if it was a boy?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
Does she have to go through it again?
Probably so. That's probably what he would do.
But he was just like, I'm gonna let you go. And I was like, and you think what? She's just gonna be cool? She's just gonna be like, well, I just had to give him a baby.
Right, he got me.
I, totally detached from the baby now. I'm just gonna go ahead and, so what's going on Monday? So we're going out to the club? Like, what the hell is she gonna do?
Too was this is like, and it's like, I never forced myself on her. And I was like, nigga, this ain't much better. It's like,
It's the same thing.
You still, she's not telling you, turkey based me. Like, that's never been a phrase mentioned. So, how did the, thing happen?
You get
Cause
searches.
so
he was getting super close with they did a close up of the turkey baster while he was walking over to her. He was holding it like somebody was going to stab someone.
Yeah.
Which didn't make sense because you're going to sit there and insert. Yeah. So why is it backwards?
Yeah.
But anyway,
slap it in there one time.
Walking and it was in slow motion showing it. And I was like, I saw a little shine at the end of the turkey baster and I was like, he's walking in slow motion. I was like, please don't drip. Please don't drip.
Yeah.
Please don't drip while he's walking. Please don't drip while he's, oh God, it dripped.
Drip.
It was, oh God. And then so he got over there and he got really close. She was screaming and then she was just kind of like, it's over. Yeah. And then the smarter one, came to the rescue, knocked him out, beat him up, and then he untied her and shit like that. And he handcuffed the blind guy first. So he was incapacitated for a little bit. Yeah. Unshackled her and all this other stuff. She started beating the fuck out of him for, that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
And then
he's never dead.
They did a close up of him reeling and trying to get his bearings on the situation. It's like, okay, I just got beat up. Where are they? Yeah. Next thing you know, she shoved a turkey baster in his mouth.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes. And that was I was like, what the?
Stoked egg, a little came out, maybe in his nose, possibly also. And
like all those things happened. I was like, so he enjoyed the cake? He had icing for dinner?
And she said, skeet. And she walked out.
And my wife was sitting there watching that. She was like, it's like, she wasn't so much grossed, like she was, granted, you're going to be grossed out about somebody trying to get artificially inseminated. Yeah. You're going to get grossed out with a turkey baster full of semen. Yeah, absolutely. Being someone approaching somebody with the turkey baster. Yeah, exactly. And, it's like, okay, we've seen SVU. It's like, there's gross shit that happens there. Right. We'll be okay. Yeah. But then when that part there was just like, it was just specifically a close up on him. So you didn't see what, he was like, and then just, he's just, oh fuck no. It's like, that is nasty. And I was like, yep. I was just like,
yeah, pretty much. That's hilarious. Wow. That
wasn't even
Look at my face. Look at my face.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where I feel like somebody thought about.
That's the bad part.
This is one of those things. Somebody. That's how that movie was created. Somebody specifically thought about that scene. It was like, yo, what if there was a killer? Do this. Yeah. What if it was a killer that wanted to artificially inseminate somebody, and then this happened, and then they wrote the rest of the movie around. Yo, it. Somebody had here first.
Gary, hold on.
That's
what here's one more weird, crazy part of this movie. They got outside the house. She got outside the house for a little bit. Okay. He brings her back.
What?
He has a dog.
Yeah.
That
like a Rottweiler or something.
Drugged with some sort of, some treat or whatever. He was out unconscious for a little bit until the plot was convenient for him to wake up.
Yeah, right, yeah. Time to wake up.
And then the smarter one trapped the dog.
Okay.
And as the smarter one and the blonde girl were about to sit there and leave, the smarter guy got shot and killed because somehow the guy broke out of his handcuffs and escaped.
Okay.
Despite the fact that the smarter guy had the damn keys.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
I
whatever.
figured they was the sex handcuffs. You can hit the little latch and move on about your day.
And well, the fact that they didn't hear him coming up.
He's blind. He's blind. He doesn't make noise. He also has
my wife kept getting pissed off about him. It looked like he was just teleporting every damn where. And I was like, excuse it. It was like, okay, he knows his way around the house. Cause they had a scene where it was pitch black and they were trying to run around in the basement. Yeah. And you could tell, and he was doing certain little things. It's like he had a small little table fan. It's like, okay, I'm at this area, so I can turn this way. And he'll sit there and have his hand up. He smacks the, like a railing at the top or something. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm at this part of the basement, so I can turn this way. And it was just like, okay, that's smart as hell. It's like, that makes sense as far as how a blind person would operate around their room if everything is where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah. What was I going with this?
But there was other moments where he just cruised through stuff because it was just like, he don't need this no more. He got radar sensor. I can't even think of the word.
Echolocation?
Echolocation.
Yes, for him to sit there and pull Daredevil and Nightcrawler.
Random dude. She got out the house.
Yes, and then he's like, and then she stopped while she was running across the street, and she saw him standing outside at the door, and she was like, she was pretty much talking shit to him.
Yeah.
It's like, it's over, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden,
release the hounds. That's what I said in my head.
Dogs,
and the dog came after her, and then she looked like she got away, and she was running to the car. Somehow she forgot the car keys. Yeah. And so the damn Rottweiler sit there and showed up, and then the car, she dropped her bag of money on the outside of the car. She's trapped in the car. She's like, well, fuck, I gotta find some way to get out of here. And then she was smart enough to sit there and trap the dog in the car. Yeah. And then when she sit there and picked up her bag and was like, then you saw the guy walking right behind her, grabbed her, took her back. Oh. And then she fired, and then some bullshit thing about the ladybug or whatever. It was just like, no, okay, no, y'all not making us care about this woman. Right. And then she sit there and found that the smarter guy had the alarm system, or had a button to set the alarm system off. She did it. The alarm system was so damn loud that it was overriding the blind guy's senses, and he was getting beat up and this, that, and the other. Yeah. And then she beat him up to the point where he was incapacitated. It looked like he died. And it was just like, well, I don't care. And then she took off.
He said, well, I don't care.
And she took off just in time for the police to arrive. They didn't catch her or nothing like that somehow.
Yeah. That's what I was like, come on, man.
And so she'd sit there and took her little sister, who was her main motivation as far as to steal money from people and stuff like that. So they're on their way to California. She looks at the news. The blind guy survived, and he's heralded as the hero.
Yeah, of
because course. One, he's blind. Yeah. Two, he's a veteran.
Right, yeah.
Three, people broke into his house.
Right, and tried to rob him.
Yeah. So of course, in any outside context, he's going to be viewed as a hero. How they didn't find that sex dungeon back there.
Right, yeah.
With the freezer of fermentation.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what I was wondering too.
I was trying to get some alliteration going, but anyway, that freezer of semen.
Yeah.
How bypass that to begin with? I have no clue.
That's amazing.
And how did he clean up everything and not have so nobody knew, nobody got killed? We're just gonna do that?
Right, exactly.
He's been in a fight, but we're not gonna talk about that. There was dead body and traces of other people's DNA, stuff like that going around. No? Okay. I was like, okay, this movie's done. All right, let me go home. I was like,
right, yeah, that's so stupid.
I'm tired. I watched it till 4 a.m. I was like, why did I do this to my life?
Full of semen with my DNA. Jesus. So in a sense, it was kind of cool, but no, fuck that movie.
Yeah.
The more I'm thinking about it.
It's so funny, man.
So everybody out there,
breathe.
Watch out who you're messing with. If they do have a turkey baster, just walk away. If you see somebody just with a turkey baster, there's no turkey, and they have their own soup.
Funny, man.
Avoid turkey basters at all costs.
Yeah, turkey basters.
On turkey basters.
You can find ways to season and
just do it the old-fashioned way, on Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
But that man was jerking off in front of Clarice and then he just died. Tossed it at her. I was like, yo.
It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie ever.
Why?
It's so great. It's so
Why is that your favorite scene?
I think
That is just horrible.
The music made it seem like it was something super scary.
Yeah.
And well, you know what? In a way that
it is
is.
scary, yeah.
But to see it happen
Yeah.
to someone else. Like, it's scary as fuck if that was you.
It's so
but
funny,
to see
man.
it happen to someone else that you don't really know,
It's painfully
that is
hilarious.
fucking hilarious.
It's ridiculous, yeah. It's one of those things where you say something afterwards and you're like, well, I mean, it happened, but it's like one of those things where you're like, you can't just throw semen, and you're like, well, you did it. You're like, well, that's all I got. Like, I bow out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up. But, yeah.
With the flick of the wrist like he was fucking Gambit in X-Men. Just
Throwing dice
It
or
wasn't
something.
his first time, okay?
Crap.
Take some practice
Yeah.
on that.
Oh,
Be afraid of the person who has done it 1,000 times.
It's so stupid. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you. You hung
why
out
are we
for this.
ending on semen?
Yeah, I know. That's the way a lot of things end.
No.
Hang around. You listen to this extended spoiler cast of the movie Don't Breathe, which we didn't expect, but hey, as we go into every episode, it always ends up going in different directions, and hopefully that's why
Boy,
you guys
did it.
enjoy it. Like we said before, Oafdiscussions@gmail.com. Drop us a line. Facebook.com/group/Oafdiscussions. Oafdiscussions on Twitter. K and Kid Swift is my Twitter. Web is WEBB 859. Underscore 859. Is it underscore?
No.
Why don't
At
I always want to
Web859.
add? I don't know why I always want to add
On
yours.
Twitter, it's at Web859.
That's right.
On Instagram is Web.859.
Okay. Brent is
So-
at LLCoolB22. Shayna is at Shayna N. Follow Jake too. Jake's funny. Jake's a good dude.
Jake.
We missed
On
Jake.
using-
88.
Yeah, Jake_688 on Twitter. But guys, thank you as always. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for checking out the show. We will see you guys next time. Peace.
Deuces.
Ciao. If you made it to this end, you're the real MVP.
Yeah, really.
Arrivederci. So there you go.
Arrivederci.